I was asked how I manage habits and routines inside of Morgen, so in this video I want to show you how I actually do that. Inside of Morgen, you can see I've got personal events in an orange calendar, work events in a purple calendar, and they're actually propagated onto my personal calendar, which is why it's purple and orange. Then in the left side, I have all of my Morgen tasks, and you'll notice I have a habits task list. If I click into the view settings, add task list, or go to the bottom of the Morgen source task list and go to add new task list, I can create a habits list. And then inside of this list, I push the plus button to create the habits or routines, depending on what you want to call them, inside of Morgen as a task. So I've added a few in here. We've got lunch and dinner, exercise, and then payroll. For lunch, what I want to do is have lunch every day. When I left click on the task, I have the information, I can add a due date to it, but I want to make this recurring. So I want to turn this task into a recurring task, and to do that, I drag it onto the calendar, and I want this to be from 12, and I actually want this to be an hour, so I want it to be from 12 till 1 o'clock. You can see there's a small calendar by the task to say it's been scheduled. I've actually scheduled it in the past. And if I double left click, I can see it's in the project calendar. When I left click, I can select any of the other calendars, and you'll notice I have a habits calendar on my Google account, which is green. So when I left click that, I can confirm and say, yes, I want it to be in that Google calendar. And now I can visually see that this is a habit because it's in the green Google calendar and it's got a green outline for being in the habits task list. If I was to create a different task on the calendar, so let's say it's a task, you can see it's in the project calendar, which makes it purple, or I can go to the task calendar, which is blue, and when I save it, now I can visually see the difference between a recurring task, which is on my habits calendar, and a regular task, which is on my tasks calendar. But you'll notice at the moment, this lunch task is only appearing once. So when I double click on this task, the repeat option says no repeat. From here, I can say every day, every weekday, every week, every month, every year, or add a custom occurrence. For lunch, I want it to happen every day at 12 till 1. And so now when I save, now it's going to appear every day between 12 and 1. Now today I've actually had my lunch, so when I left click, I get the confetti and you can see it's been completed. That instance of the task has been completed, not all of those other instances. If we have a look in the left side, you can see there's a recurring icon now underneath lunch, which says it's a recurring task and the schedule next is for tomorrow. For dinner, I actually want this to be from 5 till 6, and then I'm actually going to change this repeat to every weekday and save, because you can see on Saturday I'm actually doing sport. And so on Saturday and Sunday I want dinner at a different time, so I'm going to create the task in the calendar this time, then go to the custom occurrence, type in Sat and Sunday, and the AI will recognize what that means. So every week on Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to change it from the inbox to the habits task list and then save. And you can see now I've got dinner from 6 till 7 Saturday and Sunday, but 5 till 6 on the weekdays. If I go to next week, you can see there it is. So I've got all of those recurring tasks in. For payroll, I don't actually have a time that I want to do payroll. It's just a day. I need to do it at the end of the month. So what I can do is go to the month view by pushing M. And in this case, I'm going to drag the payroll task onto the first. And then again, I'm going to add a repeat option and say every month. Now when I save, it's first of the month. If I go to next month, it's on the first. And there it is again on the first. If I click on the 1, you can see it's in the all day section at the top. And once I've decided, actually, you know what, I'm going to do this right after lunch, I can drag it in and then change only this occurrence. So I scheduled a time for this payroll to be done just after lunch on the 1st of August. But if we go back to that month view, and then if we go to the 1st of October, you can see it's still in the all-day section again because it was only that one instance that I moved to after lunch. T on the keyboard brings me back to today, W on the keyboard brings me back to the week, and now I have exercise. And exercise is a bit of a different one. I want to do this 3 times a week, but I don't know what day or what time really to do it. So the way I manage this is by having the exercise task in the all-day section, habits calendar, habits list, and every week. And what this means is I can drag it in on the days that I actually have space and time to do that exercise. So that's once a week. Then what I can do is add it in a couple more times. And the other way you could schedule these instead of bringing them from the all-day section down is from the sidebar. So you can see this is estimated at 30 minutes. Maybe I want to run 30 minutes then, an hour then, and an hour then. So you could just drag them in from the sidebar instead of having them appear at the all-day section, but that's your personal preference.